Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. In last week's video, you may have seen me unbox this beautiful new bag that I got, the Mayfair Midi bag from Aspinal of London. Today I dressed it up with a scarf that I found. So usually I do my videos with an unboxing and a review together in one video. So I shoot the unboxing, wait for a couple of weeks, get a little bit of use out of the bag, and then do a first impressions review. However, in doing YouTube, not everything always goes as planned. And when I was editing that first video, I found that I had about 50 minutes of material, and by the time I'd finished the unboxing and the storytelling part, I was already at 12. So I decided to split it up, make it a two-parter, and today you will see the review part of the video. However, as I thought it was going to be one video, of course I didn't have an introduction. So if it's going to be a little bit of a weird transition, then you know how come. So hope you enjoy the video. Hi there, so I'm back for part 2. I've used this bag a couple of times now, and I know it's not a lot, but I did have some experiences with it that makes me feel like I'm ready to do a sort of first thoughts review of this. I'm just gonna run through all of the usual things that I normally do, and then towards the end I will tell you how this bag has been treating me. So just to summarize, this is the Aspinal of London Mayfair bag in the Midi size. This is in the color Deep Shine Fern, a gorgeous green color, and it comes with gold hardware. There's a number of variations to this bag. There's also a number of sizes to this bag. So there's the regular size, which is one size up. This is the Midi, there's a mini, and then there's also a nano size. But I got the Midi because I felt like that was the size that could at least reasonably fit a phone. I don't think that's really going to be the case for the mini and definitely not for the nano. Most of these bags come in a mock croc. This is the Deep Shine. Their other mock crocs tend to be a little bit more shiny. They are also available in fabric with beautiful embroidery on it, and recently they also released a raffia variation. They do have both gold and silver hardware options for this bag. So just to give you a little tour, this is a top handle bag. It also comes with a chain strap. I will discuss that a little bit later. It has this snap closure which you can push to open, so that opens very easily. It says Aspinal of London here on the front of the closure. Otherwise there is no branding on the front of the bag. Moving over to the side, so the silhouette that you see here, these sort of flaps that stick out do have a function. They make it so that the bag can open a little bit easier at the top, which I will show you once we go into the interior. Moving on to the back, it does have a back pocket across the full width of the bag. That actually also does have a magnetic closure, but it is already pretty tight. So I would say that's not completely necessary on this bag. It's not big enough to hold a phone, or at least not a bigger smartphone, but you could definitely put a card holder in here, for example. And it says Aspinal of London also over here on the back, but it gets a little bit lost in the mock croc pattern. Moving on to the other side, that is the same. It does have feet on the bottom, and here is the top. So it has a top handle, but on the side there's also these rings to separately attach the chain strap to, which I think is a nice feature. The dimensions of the bag are as follows. So the width is 20 centimeters or 8 inches. The height is 15 centimeters or 6.2 inches. And the depth at the base of the bag here is 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches. The weight of this bag, excluding the strap, is 470 grams. Which is about 1 pound. The strap adds an additional 100 grams, so that makes it 570 grams or 1.25 pounds. Overall, that might not really be a lot, but I think nearly 600 grams for such a small bag is quite hefty. Also because the strap on it is a chain strap, and a pretty narrow one at that. And I will tell you a little bit more about that later, but over time it does get uncomfortable. Moving on to the straps on this bag. So first of all, the top handle. It has a handle drop of 7 centimeters or 2.75 inches. This does go over the wrist. For me, it doesn't really go all the way up to the crook of my arm. This is the chain that comes with it. It is detachable. It is not adjustable. The clasp on this do swivel, so that's good. It has some nice detailing. It has the A of Aspinal on them, and the leather that's on the bag has been woven through the strap. The drop on this strap is 55 centimeters or 22 inches. Then let's discuss the interior. So as I already said, you can open the bag by pushing the button over here and sliding it out of the clasp. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but the bag apparently has a cross grain lining. It is just a sort of fabric. It has two main compartments, so one in the front, one in the back, and then it has this middle divider with a zipper over the full width of the bag. Again, nice detailing on the interior zipper over here where it says Aspinal of London. And here now you can also see what I was talking about before. So the leather on the bag, it comes in a little bit on the sides over here, and that makes it so that you can more easily stretch up the bag a little bit. It does mean, however, that you don't have the full width of the bag available on the interior because the leather does come in. So if you have wider items that really do need the full width of the bag, that might become a problem. But now that we have it open, let's also just see what fits. So let's start with my phone first. This is a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, but once it's opened, it is a pretty wide phone. So this is one of those items that does fit, but it only fits, so to say, in the wider part of the bag. So this is one of those items that is narrow enough to fit. Let's try with a bulky sunglass case. This is where it becomes a bit more challenging because in principle it should be wide enough to fit, but I just don't have the depth over here because the bag caves in to put a bulky case of sunglasses in here. If you just want to put the sunglasses in there separately, or perhaps in a soft pouch, for example, again, that shouldn't really be an issue. I think a water bottle in any case is going to be too big for this bag. Also, a continental wallet is probably going to be too big for this bag. What will fit is just a compact wallet. And I'm just thinking now, one thing that you might be able to do with the sunglass case is to just put it on its side rather than lengthwise, and that will just about still fit. So that might still be an option. I think for my phone, standing that up straight, that's just going to be a little bit too tall. So because you do have to deal with two fairly narrow compartments, it's a little bit of playing Tetris in this bag, because you do pretty much end up stacking things on top of each other if you really have to stuff it all the way to the brim. So trying to look at what could fit in the bag standing upright, like I've done with this compact wallet also, for example, and with this case of sunglasses, they just might make it a little bit easier to pull things in and out of your bag. So let's discuss pros and cons. I really think this bag is beautifully crafted. The mock rock on this bag is durable, it's a hard wearing option, and also the deep shine is not super shiny. Like, obviously it's going to shine, but I'm assuming it's going to be better than just going for their regular option. So if you are a bit reluctant about getting something so shiny, definitely look into the deep shine options that they have. Besides this beautiful color of green, I've also seen them in different colors of blue, for example. The bag is secure, yet it is easy to open due to this opening mechanism on the front. And I like how they've thought about this sort of folding out design on the side, just so that the bag is a little bit easier to open. Although it does of course reduce the capacity that you have on the inside. The bag also has a lot of pretty little details that reference Aspinal. I think just all over it is really well thought of. I really just like this variation of the bag because I also think it is just a tad more casual than getting a very shiny one or getting one in black, for example. I do like that even though it is overall the same bag, the different finishings and colors do make it easier to fit into your wardrobe, even if you have a bit more of a casual style. Then moving on to the cons, and unfortunately I do have quite a number of them. So first of all, as I was already pointing out before, this is quite a heavy bag. And it's not like heavy in the sense that it is very heavy, like it's not a large Marc Jacobs the tote bag, but just for the size that it is, it does weigh quite a lot. So combined with the chain strap that comes with this bag, that is just not something that wears very comfortably for a long time. So what happened to me recently is that I got caught up in a very busy train. I had to stand in it for I think about 40 minutes, and even though I was still leaning against the wall, my back kind of started to hurt by the weight of this bag, and I didn't really have a lot of items in there either. just like my pouch and my phone. And also the chain strap was starting to dig into my skin, and obviously I was just wearing like a t-shirt. I wasn't wearing a very thick item of clothing, but I also definitely wasn't wearing it directly on my skin. So perhaps it was just bad luck for this bag, because usually those things fortunately don't happen to me. And I have more bags that are objectively the same weight, but I do think because of the chain strap it can feel more heavy than a bag that would just have a leather or a fabric strap. Also, the top handle on this, it's not very comfortable because it is extremely stiff. So it is wide enough to wear it comfortably in the hand, but it doesn't really mold to your hand, and like my hand doesn't bend like this top handle does. So it is a beautiful handle, but also this is not the most comfortable thing to wear, especially not for a long time. And that also makes it that altogether for me personally, there's not a lot of versatility when wearing this, because it's just not a comfortable top handle bag. I cannot wear it over the crook of my arm. The chain only has one length, which makes it mostly crossbody to me, because wearing it as a shoulder bag is also pretty long. And if you've been following my channel a little bit longer, then you know that I can appreciate if you can wear bags really in multiple ways in a more comfortable manner. Then some other things I've noticed are that this bag is very easy to open, but in practice I found it fairly difficult relatively to close. So if you would have a kiss lock type of lock, then you can just push it down, but you cannot like push this down. It needs to slide back into the buckle, so you need to kind of fold the top of the bag to make it slide in. It's just not like very easy. It's doable with one hand, but I didn't really find it very easy. And as I had stuff in my bag, I found that it would just like not completely close until I put like force on this little tab that you have on the front. And I think this is mostly just meant to be decorative and not to exert pressure, but that is what I ended up doing. So in conclusion, very easy to open, but not all that easy to close. I also think that given the size of this bag, it actually doesn't really hold a lot, so it is a lot of bag for a little capacity, that the bag tapers in on the sides that also reduces the capacity. The middle divider doesn't really help because that takes up space and reduces the options of what you can actually put in the bag. Like, I think without the middle divider it would already be a lot better. And personally, I don't think it's really necessary for keeping the structure of the bag either, because having said that, this is a very structured bag. I know I will always point it out as a downside, but I think this is just very personal to me. I love the look of structured bags, and I'm getting more into structured bags, even the ones that look like a bit more classic. But if I'm looking for something that's comfortable to wear, I will usually just go for something that has a little less structure. So it is very cute and it is beautifully crafted. It's perfectly fine for me to just take to work, because then I kind of just have to have it with me for 2 hours while I'm on the go. But I think if I do have to wear this like around for more than 2 hours, this is probably not a bag that I would really reach for. So would I recommend this bag? I suppose yes and no. I think this is really one of those bags that's, for me, like, I like the aesthetics of this so much that I'm willing to get over the downsides that it has. You are really getting something that's beautifully crafted and also in what I think is a fairly durable material. Do I think it's overpriced? It's hard to say. For a more contemporary brand, I think the full price is okay. Originally, I wasn't sure if these bags were gonna go on sale, so I was contemplating just getting this full price. But now that I have it, I'm quite glad that I still got it with a reasonable discount. I definitely wouldn't go out of my way to get this in another color or in another size at full price. But I'm still crushing fairly badly on the Blue Heritage one. That one actually came by for exactly the same price, and I really had to restrain myself not to also get that one, because I really do think that this green color fits my wardrobe a lot better. But the Blue Heritage is just gorgeous. I might just get that in the mini size. So long story short, I would recommend this if you absolutely love the aesthetics of this I do think you are getting a very nice piece. For me, it's just a tad too impractical to recommend it in a more wider sense. So that's all I have to say about that, at least for now. If my mind changes about this bag as I use it more often, I will definitely give you an update. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions for me, feel free to drop them down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. Remember, for now, there's a styling, a situation and a taste for everything. So don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch. Doei!